agreement. It starts out line 218 with a warranty or as-is clause with a waiver of the right of retribution. Simply put, if a sale is with warranty or as is, perhaps almost all real estate sales today take place in as is. That's the purpose of the inspection or due diligence period. Very important during that period to exercise a buyer's rights. Otherwise, if you're buying as is, the seller has told you you have an opportunity to inspect it, you're accepting the property as is, and most importantly, the seller is not concealing anything from you. If a seller makes a conscientious effort, deliberate attempt to conceal a material defect, the as-is clause does not apply. However, proving that in a court is expensive, time-consuming, and very difficult to do. So do exercise your right as a buyer on the due diligence period on it. The next one, because once you buy as is, that means just that. The seller's saying, don't call me if there's any issues. The next part would be the home warranty, the new home warranty section, and that would be checked off in the event of a new home warranty is involved. And the builder would have to give you certain things under Louisiana law, which we won't go into just at this point, but they can be found online at the Louisiana General Contractors website. Line 235, the seller is warranting that he does in fact have a merchantable title and will defend that title. And in the event during a title exam period, during the due diligence period or title examination period, I should say here, if there's any issues found, line 239 says they will be completed and fixed by a certain date. And generally speaking, 60 days is put in there. That date, of course, can be extended, but if the title issue does not resolve itself within that time frame or can't be resolved, that cancels the purchase agreement and restores everybody back to where they stood before it was signed on it. Keeping in mind 247 would be the final walkthrough. You may have agreed to sign your purchase agreement 30 days before, 60 days before you're actually going to a sale. It allows you to go take a final look at the property just before the sale in order to let you ascertain the buyer that it's in the same or better condition than when you first viewed the property. Very, very important things happen in the interim. Now, line 253, what happens if the seller signs it, then decides they don't want to sell the property? These are your options as a buyer. You can just simply terminate the agreement. Specific performance. Specific performance allows you, the buyer, to sue the seller to continue with this transaction on it. Again, expensive and time consuming, but not unheard of on it. The part 3 is the termination of this agreement equal to 10% of the price as damages. You can simply demand whatever the sale price is, 10% as damages. That would be one option to resolve it between the parties, or in all cases, I should say, the buyer is definitely entitled to return of their deposit on it. If the event of litigation, it cites the prevailing party shall be awarded their court costs and attorney fees as in the transaction is written into your agreement. So whoever wins the litigation, the losing party would pay their attorney fees and court costs to get to that point. Keeping in mind, as a seller, if you had signed up with a real estate broker, you may be liable for the broker fees by just backing out of the transaction. The balance of the page 264 will continue on the next one, and it's what happens in the event of a default by the buyer of the property.